healthcare initiatives here at doTERRA, and I'm here with Dr. Russell Osgathorpe.
Hey, Brannick.
How are you?
Great to be with you.
You as well. Thank you. So we're here to talk today a little bit about research and the research relationships that we have developed here at doTERRA. So, Dr. Osgathorpe, we now have a scientific research committee. What is the purpose of our scientific research committee here at doTERRA?
To advance the understanding of essential oils and their effects on human physiology. We know that everyone enjoys and uses and knows that the essential oils work for them and their family. We now need to show the world through evidence, peer-reviewed research that these oils are everything that we believe.
Isn't it amazing? It's almost like science is now catching up with what's been going on for eons.
They've taken their sweet time, haven't they?
Yeah.
And as the leader in essential oil research, doTERRA is going to take the world on a journey over the next few years as we advance our understanding of essential oils and how they can be used both safely and effectively in our homes.
Wonderful. So, as we discuss the Scientific Research Committee, let's talk about who is on that committee.
Perfect. So myself and you are the leaders of that committee, and together we have Dr. Nicole Stevens, our new PhD, who we're really proud of, who completed her PhD work this past month, and Dr. Cécile Bascoul, who is our pharmacognosist, PharmD, who evaluate all of the research proposals that doTERRA receives, and then we decide whether to fund and to pursue that research with our research partners around the world.
You know, I know a lot of people probably aren't familiar with what a pharmacognosist is. Yeah. You want to explain that just a little bit for us?
So a pharmacognosist is a pharmacist who specializes in the study of natural products and has a large degree of training in toxicology as well.
Yeah. Cecile's amazing. What a great addition to the group that Cecile has brought to us.
She has been an amazing addition. We look forward to seeing the research that this committee will do.
Yeah, wonderful. So what are our research goals of the Scientific Research Committee?
First and foremost, what we want to do is get to efficacy. But before we get to efficacy studies with essential oils, we have to do the preliminary work. And the preliminary work, it is amazing to me, having just joined doTERRA within the last year and a half, that this work has not been done. So the first thing that you do are pharmacokinetic studies. And I know that everybody's a little confused on that, but pharmacokinetics is really easy. It's just dosing. So we're just trying to figure out, using human-based clinical trials, how to safely and effectively dose essential oils in the various ways that we use them, either through aroma, topical, or internal use. And what we do is we measure the chemical compounds within an essential oil, discover what their half-lives are. That work has not been done before for essential oils. And then we figure out what is called the therapeutic index or window. And that is where we can see benefit and then where we see side effect. And in between there is where we want to have our dose of essential oil be given. Once we understand that, then we can apply to do human-based studies using disease states to look for efficacy work. And those clinical studies come later. This first work will be the work of the next year or two as we do all of the dosing work that will allow us to understand how to do these efficacy studies in the future.
Yeah, it's interesting that so much of the research that you and I look at that has already been done, actually there are some human clinical trials out there that don't really have these phase 0 and phase 1 trials to know what the appropriate dosing was, but yet we see the clinical trials being done. It's really fascinating.
Right, and there have even been human-based clinical trials done on essential oils that have shown highly efficacious outcomes for essential oils. However, those studies have not had a lot of work done on the dosing correctly, or the correct dosing to use in those studies. If they had it, the effect that they saw and measured could have been much higher potentially.
Yeah.
And so the work we're going to do is methodical, it's careful, and it's going to move doTERRA and essential oils into a new world.
Right. As you and I have talked about, amazing what could have happened had things been done in the order that they traditionally are in the scientific world, and what we would know by now. It's okay, it's kind of a blue ocean for us now to say, let's go out and do some of this groundbreaking work, and it's exciting to be
I'm really excited about it because, truthfully, everywhere else in medicine, it's not a blue ocean.
Right.
There's incredible competition occurring, people are doing all sorts of work in this field. there is so much work to be done that we would love to have a lot of people join us and do this work. But right now we're happy to be in this ocean, swimming, doing the work as a committee that we know needs to be done and that will change the world at the end of the day.
Right. Just keep swimming.
Yep, just keep swimming. Yep, we just got to keep doing it.
So who are we working with? We've got a few people that we've worked with. Some of the people, our wellness advocates are aware of those groups. Others may not know. So who are we working with here in the United States?
So right now we are working very closely with the folks at the University of Mississippi in their National Center for Natural Product Research, and that's called the NCNPR. That's how I'll refer to them moving forward. NCNPR is a groundbreaking relationship that doTERRA has fostered. They are the world leader in doing natural product research. They are funded by the United States government and do a great deal of work on efficacy, dosing, safety of natural products. They are an industry leader where they are used by industry to evaluate products as well. And together, we plan to do a great deal of research with NCNPR over the long haul. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Other than them, we have, as you know, our partners at Roseman, Finovista, who we've talked about before. We have a graduate lab doing work at Auburn University. We have folks at Florida Gulf Coast who are doing work with us. And most recently, we've funded the relationship with St. Elizabeth Healthcare in the greater Cincinnati area. And that relationship is special in that we are partnered with them as they are opening later this year their Center for Integrative Oncology, which is going to be named the doTERRA Center for Integrative Oncology. And that will be a groundbreaking relationship where research will be done on how to help cancer patients navigate through their diagnoses as whole patients and not just tumors that are being treated. And we are going to partner with St. Elizabeth's in helping those patients and studying how they navigate those integrative therapies, including the use of essential oils.
Yeah, they're already doing some research for us now, despite we're not even done with the building yet.
Yeah, in their ICUs, they've started a study looking at sleep and how stress is managed in ICU ventilated patients.
Yeah.
It's an important study.
It's amazing. I think that we couldn't have found a better partner than St. Elizabeth's and in Dr. Doug Flora. I have to just say what a pleasure it is to have gotten to know him over the last year and the kind of man he is and his excitement for this.
You and I have had a wonderful opportunity to meet with him on many occasions, and we look forward to seeing where our relationship with St. Elizabeth's, NCNPR, and these other institutions go as we partner with world leaders in doing this type of research to get our research published so that the rest of the world can see it.
Yeah, yeah. You know, recently Dr. Flora wrote something that I found rather profound considering the environment that we're dealing with right now.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah, he saw that. He learned a lesson from a patient that was dealing with cancer, whose spouse was also dealing with cancer, and he asked them how they handled their relationship. And this woman responded that when there is no wind, we row. And his point to that was that right now there really isn't a lot of wind, and that we're all rowing together right now. I thought that was profound in our current environment.
I liked that statement as well.
Yeah. So we also have some interesting relationships developing and have developed already in Europe. I want to talk for a moment about those.
These are exciting.
We have a partner for scientific and clinical research in some care facilities in London, England. There's several care facilities there that have shown an interest and are beginning to use essential oils in the care for their patients. We're excited about that one. Also, 2 hospitals in Italy, in San Daniele and Udine.
You were going to go visit them earlier this year.
I was. Boy, that trip was just so close. And then, of course, we had some rather unfortunate things happening in the world. So those things were canceled. But we know that they're using those oils. They're excited about using them and continue to develop some protocols within those 2 facilities. Also in Romania, the University of Medicine and Pharmacy with Dr. Mirela Pribac, and she's done some amazing work. We're excited to see more from Dr. Pribac.
These partnerships are so important. So we've known for a long time that essential oils are widely used. What we have not been able to delineate in a scientific way is how to use them most appropriately.
Yeah.
The relationships that you're fostering with your partners in Europe and that we're using here in the United States are going to go a long way to improving our understanding of how we use essential oils to best help improve our health.
Yeah, yeah, I completely agree. We've got a 5-hospital system in Budapest, Hungary, with Dr. Peter Varga there, and Dr. Varga has become a close friend of ours and is doing some amazing work there. Also, there's a rather large hospital, we won't talk about this by name, but a rather large, well-known hospital in London, England, that again was a part of that trip that I was supposed to be taking in March, that will continue to foster that relationship, and hopefully when the dust settles here a little bit, we can get back and develop that relationship.
I think there's one thing that is worthwhile saying for everyone. The relationships that we're building at doTERRA are meaningful. They will be long-standing, and they will produce peer-reviewed research that will increase our understanding of how we use essential oils. This information should help all of you and us to communicate more effectively with those we want to share oils with. As you understand this research, which we will roll out over the next few years, you will have an opportunity to meet with people and help people understand essential oils who would not have listened before. But now that there will be these types of relationships and the type of science that will be produced, you'll be able to better help people come to an understanding.
Yeah, that's true. We'll be speaking a language that, to this point maybe hasn't been spoken a lot within the doTERRA family. And,
it'll be good.
Be able to reach some other folks. The last project we just recently got on a phone call with.
Yeah, this has been great.
Pretty excited about this one. This is a project dealing with frontline healthcare workers in the UK and how we can best support them with the challenges that they're experiencing as they
right now
deal with the new reality, right?
Exactly.
And so this is a project that we're very interested in getting off the ground quickly and being able to help those folks that need our help with that one.
It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
Yep.
So how does all of this relate to doTERRA as a business?
Well, I think that the most important thing to remember when we talk about business is that when we do this research, it shouldn't necessarily be the first thought of your mind of how this is going to impact my business.
Right.
I want to stress the fact that data is important and we need more of it. And the more data we gather, the more strong our foundation will be. So if we can have a little time with everyone, we'll gather data that everyone can use in furthering the reach of doTERRA. But that will come as this data starts to roll out. And it will take some time. Scientific data of the type that you and I are talking about, it doesn't work on the timelines of normal doTERRA business. The data that we produce is going to be rolled out in peer-reviewed journals, and it's going to convince healthcare workers and scientists that the chemistries of essential oils that we've been using for years and years are available and valuable to patients with a variety of issues.
Yeah, and again, it goes back to that point that we were talking about earlier and the fact that this really does reach a group of people like you and I that have a training that maybe we didn't listen very well, or that as a group we're not listening very well to this because of this issue, that there hasn't been a lot of data. But when we can learn to speak the language of science, when we can learn to digest a scientific article or a study and be able to converse about it to a brother-in-law, a sister-in-law that's a nurse or a doctor or a PhD, all of a sudden they begin to listen a little differently than when we talk about oils, perhaps in a different way.
Data is foundational. And the stronger a foundation you have, the larger you can be. But the foundation has got to be data. And as we build that foundation with our research committee, it will strengthen doTERRA's foundation incredibly, which is why doTERRA has put Primeridian in the research that we do as one of the pillars of doTERRA. It's going to be something that, moving forward, will transform all of how everyone views essential oils.
Yeah, perfect. Well, thank you very much for your time. We appreciate
pleasure being with
your
you.
attention.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
Really appreciate it.
Take care.
Bye.